Hi, and welcome to your first official week of Environmental Biology Online. I'm so glad you're with us. And this video is here to help you understand what you need to do this week. You have two tasks. The first task is to read the first half of the Bernheinrich book. So just sit back and relax, enjoy the reading, and just pay attention to what you're getting out of it. What are you learning? What are you connecting to? And also, just notice how Heinrich interacts with nature. Notice how he makes an observation, what he does with that observation, how he thinks about it, how he questions, where he goes with it. So think about how he's doing that, and how you might do that when you go out in the woods or in the field and explore. So take notes on your experience with the chapter, and then write up about 500 words to post to the discussion board. And the post is due by noon on Saturday. So write 500 words or more that talk about what you're learning, what you're getting out of it. This isn't supposed to be a review of the book where you're talking about if you like it or if you don't like it, what's good and what's bad about his writing. I don't really want to hear about that. I want to hear about what you're learning, what you're getting out of it. So post by noon on Saturday. And then after you've posted, read what some of the other people have written and respond to them in a thoughtful way. And that post will be due by Tuesday at noon. Okay? So throughout the discussion board, it's really good to keep the 5 habits of mind with you. And those are just ways of helping us engage more deeply and more fully with the content. So the 5 habits of mind include first weighing evidence and giving evidence. So what evidence does the author have for what he or she is presenting? And then give your own evidence for why you think what you think. So weighing evidence. The next one is making connections. So connect between what this person is saying and maybe what someone else is saying, or some other experience you have. It also could be synthesizing the whole chapter or the whole reading, and what connections do you see, what threads are tying this together. Another one is thinking about possibilities. What if? What could be true if we took this to the next step? Another thing that's good to be thinking about is the perspective of the author. What is his or her perspective? What does he or she want me to believe? And maybe think about this work from other perspectives. And finally, you want to assess the value of whatever you're learning. Why does this matter? Who cares? That's really important to be asking all the time. So the 5 habits of mind are all described in the course guide. You can refer to them there. Okay, the second task for the week is to find a place in nature that you will visit many times throughout the semester. And this place in nature is called your home base. So the place needs to be someplace that's wild, that nature has just taken over, that people aren't paying attention to. So this could be somewhere on the edge of a stream, it could be maybe the edge of a farm field, or it might be an official park or recreation area. It might be a nature center. So that would be totally fine as well. The important thing is that it's wild, not maintained by humans in any way, and also that it's very close to where you live. You want it to be somewhere super convenient so that you can get there without too much effort, even when you're really busy. So even though it's probably really cool to do it in some remote area or on top of a mountain, you might love to go there, it might be unlikely that you'll go. So really consider deeply if you'll be able to make the commitment to that place before you choose it. Okay, so when you choose your place you're going to visit, and I want you to visit for about an hour, which means you're going to have to dress warmly. Wear lots of layers, and the thing I want you to focus on this time is called scales of space. So scales of space is a great topic to begin our ecology discussion about, because it helps us see how nature is organized, and it's kind of organized in these nested systems. And what you're going to do at your home base is first just find one individual organism that is interesting to you. So maybe it'll be a hemlock tree, maybe you'll find a bird to watch for a little while, or a squirrel, or maybe you'll even find an insect. And just pay attention to that one single individual for a while. Ask some questions, make some observations. And then expand your thinking a little bit to think about all of the hemlock trees in this area, or all of the squirrels that live there. So that's going to be thinking about the population. A population is a collection of all of the individuals of the same species that live together. So think about that population for a while. Just consider what's happening with it. And then you're going to expand your thinking a little bit further to think about the community in this area. And the community includes all of the populations of all of the living species that are here. So you'll think about the squirrels and the birds and the trees and the insects and the fungus. Okay. And then the last scale you're going to look at is the ecosystem scale. So the ecosystem scale includes all of the populations, all the community, and all of the non-living factors, such as the sunlight, the moisture, the soil, and just try to imagine how those abiotic factors interact with the living things. So do your best. So you'll think about those 4 scales of space. And to give you a little bit of background, I recommend looking at the Prezi presentation that I put together that's called Scales of Space and Scales of Time. And that will help you see what it might look like to zoom in and zoom out of these different scales. You're going to practice that throughout the semester. Okay, so once you've visited your home base, then you want to put together a write-up about it. So I'm looking for 500 words again, and that's just a good length to make sure that you think about things in enough depth. 500 words, and you're going to post that to the discussion. And your post is going to be due on Tuesday, and we will discuss those next week, and I'll describe how we're going to do that. So make sure that at the top of your post you include some important bits of information. So the first thing is to include the topic of this entry, and the topic this time is scales of space. Then include the date that you visited your home base, the time that you were there, so maybe 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The location of your home base, which really includes the city and the state where you are. And then you're also going to write about the weather that was happening while you were at your home base. What was the approximate temperature? What was the cloud cover like? Was it windy? So put all that stuff in there. And those things are really important just for data keeping and archiving over time. Someone might want to look at this in the future. So that's your task this week. I hope you really enjoy it, and I look forward to the rest of the semester with you. Please contact me if you have any questions at all.